Yo, what's going on, guys? Just wanted to show you guys a few minutes of this clip. It was Jalen Ramsey. He was on the Pivot Show with Ryan Clark and Channing Crowder and I forget this guy's name, Fred Taylor. Okay, so it's those three guys that host the show, and they have Jalen Ramsey, and they're basically talking about the Super Bowl. And basically, a lot of the things that I said a few months ago, Jalen Ramsey is going to confirm. So without further ado, let's watch a few minutes of this.
One, future Hall of Famer. Oh, yeah. We're going to manifest that like we manifest this interview. Yep.
Manifesting is the stupidest thing ever. That is just not what you do with things. There is no, without work, faith is dead. Faith is dead without work. So don't manifest things. Just work hard for the things you want. Do not manifest.
I appreciate you. Appreciate y'all,
Appreciate
you.
So, dog, what's the ride been like since winning the game? Because, you know, the one thing I know about you, ultimate competitor.
Yeah.
We all know that legends are built in the playoffs. I think about your first playoff run in Jacksonville. I remember the press conference, or I remember the big thing in the stadium where you was like, yeah, we're going to whip that ass, and we're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah. But I remember the plays. I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler. I remember the play on Le'Veon Bell in the backfield, those things. And so now you have this Super Bowl run. You finally win it. Like, I remember I was at the Super Bowl. I remember you jumping on Aaron Donald after he makes the last play, man. What were all those feelings like finally getting to the position that you wanted to be in?
Man, can't even really describe it. Like, a feeling that, like, I'm a strong believer in manifesting things, and I try to think positive about everything. Even if it's a negative situation, I try to bring the positive out of it. So, honestly, in my heart, I always...
All right, on my channel, we don't manifest things. I will never tell you guys to manifest a damn thing. I will always tell you to work hard. So disregard this manifest bullcrap. Manifesting is going to have you sitting on the couch, staring at a wall, getting nothing done.
Knew at some point in my career, I was going to get a Super Bowl. Some point, didn't know when it was going to come, but at some point, I was going to get me a Super Bowl, for sure. Thought it was going to happen in Jacksonville.
And how in the hell is he going to know that he's going to get himself a Super Bowl for sure? How would you know that unless someone told you that? Do you know how hard it is to get a Super Bowl? Do you realize there's 32 teams in the league? How could you just say, I knew for sure I'm going to get a Super Bowl? Stop.
Didn't happen. L.A., man, I've been thinking it's going to happen every year I've been in L.A., I ain't going to lie to you. But this year, I was for sure like, yeah, it got to happen this year.
How would you know that for sure it got to happen this year, for sure? Could it be that Roger Goodell told you? Could it be that you guys traded for Von Miller, Matthew Stafford, OBJ, the whole NFL?
And then mid-season getting Von O. I'm like, man, it's destiny. It just gotta happen for us. We played trash.
It's not destiny. It's called an NFL script. An annual NFL script, not destiny.
First few games after we had gotten them, and it's shaky. It's like, it's that bull again. Right. Man, we got it together, man. We went on that run at the end of the season. We won like 5 straight games to end the regular season until we played San Fran. And that game went into overtime, and we lost. I'm like, these dudes got our number for whatever reason. After the game, something was telling me like, all right, they're going to have to go to Dallas. They're going to beat Dallas. I was like, they're going to beat Dallas. They nice.
Like, and how would he know that? No one in the world was picking the 49ers to beat Dallas. There was maybe a few people, but he knew. Somehow he knew. No one else knew. Everyone thought it was Aaron Rodgers' year, or Tom Brady, or the Rams. No one thought the Niners would be in a championship game. Stop it.
Then they gonna go to Green Bay. I was like, they gonna hurt Green Bay.
And how would you know that? There's no evidence to show that would have happened. But clearly he had some type of information. How would you just know that? Like, no one would just be able to know that before the playoffs start. Oh, they're going to beat Green Bay. Oh, before they beat Green Bay, they're going to beat the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, they're going to get them, boy. Like, what?
We ain't even going to have to go to Green Bay.
So you expected that it was going to be y'all in San Francisco.
Yep. And then I'm like, man, we're going to have to figure it out.
How could you expect that? So you're telling me you lost to them at the regular season, they beat you every time, and then you just knew, oh, they're going to beat through these teams, and already thinking you're going to beat through all your teams and Tom Brady? How could you be so confident and cocky to think that unless you already knew? And this is what I'm telling you guys. You can't be that cocky to know this stuff unless you know. This is what I'm telling you guys. This stuff is written somewhere.
I'm like, when it come down to that, we're going to have to figure it out. They done beat us. Since I've been a Ram, I ain't beat them. I'm like, we're going to have to figure that out. So that game, got to that game, it was a tough one again. We came out on top. And after that, I'm like, yeah, we're going to win the Super Bowl. However it happened, we're going to win. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
And bro, from there.
So you lose that game, and then you just automatically like, yeah, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Fresh off a loss, we're going to win the Super Bowl, right? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Though, like, cause it's funny because Tyreek Hill signed with the Dolphins, and he even brought it up where like y'all were like, F them picks, forget them picks. Like we're gonna trade off and get.
How the hell do you think they got him?
Bro,
Yeah.
they gave
what you
up
should do.
17 years of the franchise to get Jay to come to goddamn LA.
Super Bowl.
But is that what it is though? Like F them picks. Let's
Yeah.
go ahead and win it.
Man, if you got an opportunity to win a Super Bowl, win it. Like, it's always win now mode. I don't care who you are. It should always be win now mode. Say you're an NBA organization. You got the number 1 pick this year, the lottery, whatever it may be. And you can trade that number 1 pick, the number 1 pick, I don't even care, the number 1 pick, and you can go get LeBron James. Are you going to trade it, or are you going to say, I'm going to use this draft pick and hope that the future can build this up, and or you going to be like, nah, I'm going to get LeBron so we can try to win this thing right now?
So what you're saying is, are you going to look for potential against proven?
I'm going to get LeBron so I can win right now. I'm trying to win right now. I'm trying to win. You win a Super Bowl, you win a NBA championship, man. Every coach, they get extended after that, right? That's 3 more years. GM, that's 3 more years. If you're on a Super Bowl winning team, usually if you're a free agent, that boosts your market up just a little bit, a couple M's just off. They're going to say, man, he coming from a winning culture. Like, that's going to boost you up a couple M's. Man, it's always win now mode. In my mind, always win now
So
mode.
you mentioned Von, OBJ.
Mm-hmm.
You also add Matthew Stafford, right? Like that type of mindset going in. But you look at all those pieces, they don't do what you do. You play corner.
Yeah.
Right? And for most of the year, people stay away from you. You know what I'm saying? And I was laughing at you because we talked about Tom Brady's last touchdown.
All right, I gotta stop Ryan Clark there. People did not stay away from Jalen Ramsey. He's actually wrong on that. People attacked him, and they attacked him often. He was tested a lot this year, and he actually didn't have the best of years. It's just that he had such a great team that it seemed like he did. If he played on any other team, we would be roasting him. If they lost, I guarantee you, if the Rams didn't win the Super Bowl, because he didn't have a great game in the Super Bowl, he would be the talk of the offseason right now. Is Jalen Ramsey still good? But just because they won by the skin of their teeth, by the script, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Right?
I know more though.
Right, and then when he came back, he was like, shit, yeah, throw that touchdown against somebody else. How do you view your playoff run, though, from an individual standpoint?
Man, I'm super, like, can't nobody tell me that I played bad because
Can't nobody tell him that he played bad, but he gave up all the big plays in the game. Are you like smoking a rock? Like, even though we know it's scripted, but like you literally gave up every big play in the game. Every pass play was on you. Like, I don't understand how you can say that. Like, every touchdown, every big play, everything leading to a score was because of him. But okay, he had a great game, guys.
like the way I break down myself, the way I break down my film, like I'm super critical. I don't hold no punches with myself. Like,
Nor should
to
you.
the T. Like, dog, you dumb for not realizing.
So you think you're special just because you're critical of yourself on tape? You don't think every player is critical of themselves? Like, that's not something new. You're supposed to be critical of yourself. If you make a bad play, you're not supposed to be like, oh, good job, buddy. You're supposed to say, damn, I fucked up. I should have done this. Or, damn, whatever you say to yourself. But you're not supposed to not hold accountability. You're supposed to, of course you're supposed to hold yourself accountable. This is just stupidity to me right now. He's just lying or just telling the obvious truth.
In this formation, and they was gonna do like all of that. And that's how I am. Like, that's how That's how I challenge myself to be great. Not just great, the greatest, and the best in the game doing it, the most consistent doing it. So, playoffs, first game, and it's all my fault too. First game we played Arizona, I had no action. D-Hop didn't play. I got no action the whole game. I'm talking about they made it through the ball my way one time the whole game. No action all game.
That's because the script was written that way. If you guys see the Arizona game, which I will be posting at some point, you will see that my man Kyler Murray was not really trying to play correctly. He wasn't playing correctly. He wasn't making the right reads. He was throwing the ball to the other team. He was just not playing right. That did not look like Kyler Murray, but that's the script for you.
Boring game. I was hot. I was happy we won, but I was hot. I'm like, man, this is the most boring game ever. I'm talking to Rod like, man, you know, towards the back half of the season, I stopped playing star as much. And I started playing corner just because that's what the team needed. I needed to have the hardest task. And we could flood the coverage elsewhere, and I needed to be wherever the hardest task was. I needed to be covering the hardest receiver, or wherever the toughest down was. That's why I had to go for the team. And I was cool with it. But after that game, I'm like, man, Rod, I need to be in the action. I'm like, I gotta feel like I'm affecting the game. I gotta actually help the team. I don't just want to be along for the ride and just here. You know what I mean? I want to really affect the game. So he was like, just chill. You're going to be good. It's going to come to you with the woo. I'm like, all right. The next game we play Tampa. I'm locked in. I'm like, I got Mike, man. I respect Mike game. Played Mike before.
Mike Evans.
Yep. Played well against him, and I was ready for the matchup again. And obviously Tom Brady. I'm like, man, we got to send them home. I mean, they the reigning Super Bowl champs. We got to get through them to get to where we want to be.
You notice how he said, man, we got to send them home. He already knew. And he didn't say, oh, we got to play them. It's going to be a good game. He said, man, we got to send them home. That's what he said. He knew what he was doing. He knew what the script was.
We playing them, and honestly, like that first quarter and a half, strap. I'm talking about I'm locked in. I'm on it. Probably like 2 PBUs already.
That's because they weren't really throwing at him.
No catches on me. Like I'm locked in. And then it was a third down, and me and Mike was locked up. He just threw me off my whole game. And it's my fault. He ran a blaze out, 10-yard blaze out.
This is the play that I had highlighted for you guys, and I showed you where he played the complete wrong technique and just let him catch the ball. Let's see how he explains it, though.
Set on the route, meaning basically I beat him to the spot. He pushed off, 2-hand push off, should have been flagged, wasn't a flag though, right?
Nah, he's bugging right now. There was not that much of a push off to get a flag. He just completely misplayed it and just never turned his head and was not running.
That threw me off my game because I'm hot now. I'm like, he caught a pass. Like, I hold myself to that standard. Like, bro ain't even gonna catch no pass on me for real. Like, if he catch a pass, like in my mind, I'm like, it's fluke. That's just my mindset. So he caught that on me, and then he hit me with a stiff arm. So it really had me hot because I don't miss tackles. I don't like to do all that. Right? So that threw me off. That threw me off. Right, I'm hot. Really, the rest of the quarter. Kind of at halftime, I'm hot. I'm kind of calming down a little bit. Third quarter come out, I'm cool, whatever. And then last drive, when they starting to come back, Mike ran a go. So they was in a formation that I knew the formation is max protect. So they gonna go deep. There's deep shots based off of the games we played them in the past.
So he's basically saying he knew the play because obviously it's the NFL, they know what's coming. He knew the play and still got beat. So how does that explain to us how that happens? Please, we want to hear this.
Early in the year, we played them week 3. Tom tried me with a go ball, locked it up. It was with Mike. Tried me with a go ball, locked it up. It was cool.
And you couldn't do it this time because?
Cool. Nobody else the rest of the year tried me on a go ball. They don't really try me on a go ball, 50-50 ball. That's kind of my advantage. I ain't really too much worried about it. So I was like in a side turn. And I'm like, man, ain't no way he gonna actually go deep though. You know what I mean? I'm already playing 8 yards off.
Right.
So man, I just lose all my coverage, and I turn into him instead of just staying in my zone, playing ball. And then he got a step on me, and I'm like, man, ain't no way the ball coming. Man, Tom put that thing right there, touchdown.
Right.
Like
So you're telling me ain't no way the ball coming. Tom Brady's on the other side. You don't think Tom Brady's gonna send that thing? Especially if he sees you half-assing on the backside behind him on the low side. He just has to throw it over you guys. And that's what Tom Brady did. You really thought he wasn't gonna throw the ball to a guy that's wide open. You played horrible coverage on that play.
The play, I'm like, I was just shaking my head, and I'm shaking my head at myself like, dog, you trash. This is how I talk to myself like, man, you trash. This is crazy. I'm hot. I'm like, man, I'm glad we won, but we really let him off the hook. We should have killed him, really. We made a lot of mistakes, and we just started tripping on technique, whatever it was. Boom. I let that go, though. I'm like,
see how he said they started just tripping on technique? So that basically means they would started just letting him come back into the game as we saw it on film. He said it right there out of his mouth. We started tripping on technique or whatever. He didn't want to say what it actually was. Like, he can't say too much.
NFC Championship game.
In the NFC Championship game.
Even though we lose, I ball that game. I ain't gonna lie. I have a pretty good game.
They got dogs, though, bro.
They got some dogs.
They got dogs.
Yep. So that was one game where I was like, yo, that's when my mindset kind of switched for these next two games. It's the San Fran game. I'm like, yo, I played well against San Fran my whole career, basically. And I've never beaten San Fran, even back when I was in Jacksonville. So I'm like, man, I don't even care how I play this game. I just want to win.
See how they set that stage? He's never beaten San Fran ever, but they have him in the NFC Championship game. You think they're going to beat him then? Of course.
Whatever got to happen so we can just win. So that whole game was cool, played well. End of the game, drop a pick. Drop one, hit me right in the chest. Tried to catch me in my chest.
It's the joint. You on the sideline, you get vision inside, Debo coming this way.
Yep.
Jimmy get out the pocket. Yeah.
Yep. Dropped it. Hit me right in my chest. Floated up. And instantly I was hot. I'm like,
Trash the game.
That's a game. What are you doing? Like, this is moments like this where you shine. Like, you usually do make these plays. Like, you trash right now. I tell myself that, like, man, next drive, get it. Remember what you said. Like, as long as we win, it don't matter. Like, we still got off the field. As long as we win, it don't matter. Boom, next drive, AD win the game for us. How he do. Man, I'm happy. I don't even care about it. I don't even care about the pick. I'm like, man, maybe everything that's happening right now in this playoffs is I'm saving it really for the Super Bowl to go crazy. Like, that's how I switch stuff. That's how I switch a negative to a positive.
Right.
Like, man, I'm feeling
Positive self-talk, coach.
Yeah, maybe it's meant to be. Like, I wasn't meant to make that. I'm going to make it in the Super Bowl, whatever. Boom, Super Bowl get here. Super Bowl, I'm playing well. And then Jamar goes, really, it was the same play that Tampa ran. The exact same play.
Off coverage?
I was off.
So, again, he says it again. He knows the same play is coming, and he can't stop it because he let him go by. He played the wrong technique, and then he let the guy catch the ball on purpose.
Off coverage, it was pass protection. They was in the shot zone, which is like by the logo. So I knew it already. So I played my technique.
You knew it already, so then you played your technique incorrectly on purpose? How does that make any kind of sense? So you knew it was coming and you just played the wrong technique instead of going to the spot and just taking the ball? How does that make any sense? That just, if anything, that proves more further that this is fake. Like, you know the play's coming and you don't make the play, you don't stop the play from happening. You allow the play to happen. It doesn't get faker than that.
Right at the beginning. And then in the middle of the play, I ended up playing it just like how I played Mike 2 games ago. Like, if you look at the clips, they look at
we looked at the clips.
They both like midfield where the ball was, pass protection, got their best receiver, ran a straight go route. And so Jamar slowed his tempo down. So as soon as he slowed his tempo down, I thought he was going to do a comeback. So I came out of my zone turn and got eyes to him. As soon as I got eyes to him, he kept going. Boom, I flip head.
I remember that.
Stay right there.
Remember in the tape, guys, when I said he flipped his hips the wrong way? It wasn't because he thought he was going to do a comeback. He did that to allow him to get the space to catch the ball. Because no corner would have done that. Even if he did run a comeback, you just would run the same way you're doing and just break on the ball. You wouldn't turn your whole body around and slow your momentum.
He had to step on me then because I played the wrong technique. Same thing, he's a good receiver. You have to step on me. You can make them plays, especially if the ball in the right place. He made a good one-hand catch. We got him down. Cool, whatever. I wasn't even really tripping.
He made a good one-handed magnet catch.
I knew that was me off the jump. I'm like, man, it's whatever. We got him down. At least he ain't scored. I ain't really worried about that. I'm like, man, as long as we win. That's kind of my mindset for these last 2 games. As long as we win, I ain't tripping. Man, to start the second half, the first play of the second half, all that's on my mind is, yo, let's finish the game. Let's win. Let's get a Super Bowl. But the first play throw you off though, cause I got scored on in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? T. Higgins, and that's my dog too. I rock with T, and we laugh about it and joke about it now.
Because you won. It's easy when you joke
because I won.
And you weren't gonna laugh if y'all lost.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Just make that clear.
So, man, they was in a little stack. T ended up doing a spray release, so I stayed on T. But I kept vision to the quarterback the whole time, so I saw Joe throw the ball. So I see Joe throw the ball. I'm like, I'm playing ball the whole time. I'm finna make a play come out the half. Like, literally in my mind, I'm looking at the ball the whole time. Man, out of nowhere, I just, face man just went like this. I went flying. When I got up off the ground, I see him going in the end zone. He scored a touchdown or whatever. And I'm like, I'm looking for the flag. I was immediately looking for the flag. No flag was thrown. So I was hot. I was hot about that one. Cause I'm like, man, I got scored on in the Super Bowl to start the second half like that. They really started the second half like that on me. It was all me.
Did you feel like?
Well, he knew the play was coming, and they didn't call the flag, and he couldn't stop it anyway. So that's just the entire thing is just fake. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't call the flag. You played the wrong technique, and you knew the play was coming, and you couldn't stop it. That's literally 4 things right there. It doesn't make any sense at all. All right, just a few more minutes here.
I feel like all of a sudden they started trying you though. Like, think about it, Mike, and then you got Jamar. Then they go at you with T. Was it different for you? Because there's so many games I watch you, whether it's DK or whoever you guarded, and like cats ain't like they just don't try.
Yeah.
Like, did you start to feel a certain way? Like, damn, they trying me now?
Nah, because it was always just one play. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It was always just one play while I wasn't on my A game. The truth of it was I wasn't playing good enough. I wasn't playing my right technique. I wasn't playing how I needed to be playing.
All right, so then we'll end it right there. That's a great spot to end it. He basically just admits that he's playing the wrong technique. I literally said that in the video. Like, they play the wrong technique. They don't do what they're supposed to do on certain points in the game to give up points and touchdowns to make the game interesting or to help Vegas with points or to follow the rules in the NFL. This is the stuff I always talk about, guys. Until next time.